Hey guys, how are we doing today? My name is George and welcome back to a brand new video. And for this video is going to be the Swindon sound crew on my channel. And yes guys, we are back and we actually played this game against Middlesbrough at Christmas Day. It's weird. Fucking 25th of December. We have to go and bloody play on Christmas Day away at bloody Middlesbrough. That's a joke, isn't it? But if you guys can leave a like, I would appreciate it. And subscribe if you guys know already. I believe we're like 7 or maybe 8 subs away from 2,400 subscribers. So that would be great if you guys can, just drop a like, drop a sub if you're new around here, and I would appreciate it. So, a couple of things. We are in a January transfer window in this episode, so that's always a good thing, of course, because we want to get through this season as quick as we can. Because obviously next season is going to be very, very difficult for us, just like it is this season. But hopefully, with the signings we make in January transfer window, like I said, we will be looking for pre-contract players that are good enough to play in the Premier League. And then whoever we get in, that'd be fantastic. If we don't get the players we want, then we're just going to have to maybe see what our budget is for next season and hope we can sign a couple of players that we need to improve on, as in the positions we need to make. Because I will be probably still playing the 4-3-2-1 in next season, because it's my favourite formation on FIFA and I just like using the 4-2-3-1. So, but first we've got to obviously play a big game against Middlesbrough here. And they do actually make it 1-0 in the 11th minute. One of those goals really where it was a nice build-up play. Unfortunately, Swindon couldn't obviously keep it out. He did get a hand to it, but unfortunately, we go down 1-0. And this, like I said to you guys about the whole, can we eventually maybe catch up Middlesbrough? And obviously, going 1-0 down against league leaders is obviously very difficult to, kind of break them down. But we do win a penalty here, though. Ayala comes challenging in on Dolberg. To be honest, I don't know if it was a penalty or not, because it looked like he got the ball, but one of those things. We do make it 1-1 with Jonathan Lako. Potentially, I think this could be potentially his second to last game with us. And then he goes back to West Brom. And, it was one of those things where, do I look to, maybe reloan him? Or do I maybe buy him in obviously in the January transfer window? Or if we don't have enough money, then it was kind of like weighing up of things, because obviously he's obviously a massive part of our squad this season. He's been very, very good for us. Obviously with the likes of Emery Moore obviously being injured for 3 months, which didn't really help us. So he was kind of like our second to main player, I guess, in a way. Obviously you've got the likes of Sean Murray as well, who was obviously good enough. Yasser Kassim as well, Dolberg. But to be honest, like, Dolberg hasn't really been been that good for me, really. He was good in League 1 obviously, but in the Championship he hasn't really been that prolific goal scorer that I was looking for. And obviously his loan spell ends, I believe, at the end of the season, so I don't think we'll be looking into bringing him in next season, but we'll just wait and see, I guess. He hasn't really been that prolific for me. You see here the game does finish 1-1. It was a good point, to be honest. We knew it was going to be difficult to get all 3 points regardless. Obviously we were 1-0 down, and obviously luckily we got a penalty to make it 1-1, but it was a good point nonetheless. I didn't expect to win this game. I was hoping for a point, and I got a point. So like I said, very, very happy with it regardless, because it's a good point against league leaders, of course. But we do play this game against Ipswich in the next game. We are still sat in 3rd place, joint on points with Sheffield Wednesday, who we actually play after this game, but it's not in this episode because obviously it's the 30th of December and we'll be looking to sign players come January the 1st. So after this game, the January transfer window opens and we look to do business, which will happen after this game. As you will see, there'll be a few things we can try and get done. But in this game, we just need to keep winning games. As simple as that. That's all we needed to do, because we want to still be on toe with, Sheffield Wednesday. So it's going to be difficult again. Ipswich are set in 14th place, but like I said in the last episode, we are capable in beating these teams anyway. We are capable in, potentially going up this season anyway. So I don't really see the difference between playing against the 14th in the league, or like I said, the top of the league. So it's always going to be difficult each game, but the games we need to be winning, of course. So I tell you what, in this game as well, my game capture kind of messed up a little bit, so if you guys see any jittery kind of gameplay, it's because in this particular game my capture card was kind of fading a little bit, but luckily I got the footage anyway to show you guys of what, and stuff like that. But I'm sorry if you guys experience any sort of gameplay issues in this game. So yeah, Ipswich played quite well though in the first half. They were all over us. They had 3 chances there in the space of what, a minute. It was actually pathetic, like how bad we were playing, especially in this first half. We couldn't get nothing going. We were second best in everything, and we didn't really deserve anything from this game, especially from the first half. But I believe they do make it 1-0 here actually, which is quite unfortunate because once again I tried to play it out, and I don't know why I'm trying to play it out there when there's a man right in front of me and I'm trying to play it out, and I pass it to him and he goes and makes it 1-0. And we didn't, like I said, we didn't deserve anything from this game, especially from the first half. And if we wanted to turn it around, we needed a big second half, and we did make 2 substitutions. So yeah, it was one of those things. It was one of those games where we just didn't deserve to win this game. But just because Ipswich were 14th, maybe I took them too lightly. I don't know, but yeah, we did. I think we did bring on a beaker for. I think it was Price, maybe. I'm not too sure. We'll see in just a second. It is actually Lako that comes off. So that's I think that's his last game for us, and he only lasts 45 minutes at home against Ipswich, which is, you know, it's one of those things. But we were going out all-out attack, and Ipswich basically get us on the counter. We make another mistake at the back again, and they make it 2-0, and that's how the game ends. Very, very disappointing. If we didn't, well, we did deserve to lose that game, and we just got to move on now because, you know, hopefully that loss is not going to be. Hopefully we're not going to be playing catch up with the likes of Sheffield Wednesday, but we're going to have to see because we've got to play them in the next game, which I believe that's in the next episode. So again, one of those things. But obviously we do sim a few games, so like I think we might sim 2 to 3 games, and then we play Sheffield Wednesday. But as you see there, Jonathan Lako has gone back to West Brom, and I was actually looking to loan him back, but there was a big but in this. He's on 12,500 a week, and I didn't really want to spend that kind of money. I did put in a 1-year loan deal though, just to see if they would accept it. Because obviously I wouldn't mind him back at the club, but it depends on finances, on the players that I want to bring in, of course. So it's just one of those things where if like I don't know if I needed to or not. I wasn't too sure. But we are looking at Sam Larsson on a pre-contract. Looks pretty good. He's on 11,500 a week. I did offer him 10,000 because he wanted less wages for whatever reason. Sometimes that's really strange when players do that. But we are looking to bring him in for next season. That's one player we like to bring in. The second player, I believe, is Josh King. We looked at Josh King, but is like I thought his contract ran out at the end of the season, but unfortunately it didn't. So again, we're going to keep looking for some players that we want to bring in the summer. And one player that caught my eye was is it Rico or Reka? Yeah, I guess it's Rico. I guess. He's on quite a lot of wages, but I believe he's like 77, 78 overall, and he looks a very, very good player, and it would be good on a pre-contract. We also look at Korzic as well, from Osasuna. Only on 8.6, but he wants 9,000 a week, which I'm perfectly happy to give. I believe he's like 74, 75 rated, which is good for us, considering if we get in the Premier League, he'll be like our main starter. He looks very, very good. Stats look pretty good as well. I believe we're also looking for another player, especially at the centre-back position, because we kind of need to. And yeah, so we also look for Reece James as well. Looks pretty good. He's on a little bit too much wage, especially for a 72 overall player. I'm not too sure about him. It depends again if we have enough wages, of course. And we also look for a couple of centre backs as well. I believe we look at Denz Will from Club Brugge. Looks very, very good. 24 years old. Wants 15 grand a week, even though he's on 17.5 grand. I don't understand why he wants. It's weird, but I'll take that any day of the week. Obviously, they want less wages. That's fine by me, of course. But I believe we look for another centre back as well. No, we don't. We actually look for Kappa, the right back, 79 rated. Obviously, he will be taking. What's I can't remember his name now. Our right back, Cooper. He'll be taking Cooper's place, but Cooper's got good potential anyway, and obviously it's good to have a backup at the start of the season. And again, my capture card is kind of messing up a little bit, so if you guys do see some dodgy gameplay, especially like dodgy video in this episode, I'm sorry, but my capture card was kind of playing up after the Ipswich game. I don't know why. It looked fine on the preview, but one of those things really. We were looking over a couple of strikers as well, trying to get rid of a beaker on a maybe like a swap deal, but unfortunately they do not go through. I just thought I'd look for some players and stuff like that. We look at Icefield as well. looks okay, but I was looking at it, I thought, do I really want to spend that wages? I wasn't too sure. There was a couple of players I wanted to bring in, but it was one of those things where it was just the wages wise. I needed to get in players that I wanted to get in rather than players that were not good enough in a way. So yeah, it's one of those things really. But we were just looking at some players, and it just didn't really work out in our favour, to be honest. Obviously the pre-contracts we want to get in, but you know, it's one of those things really. And we do sim this game against Fulham. Now, obviously Fulham are a good side. We did sim this game because I kind of wanted to get through some, wanted to get through some games I didn't have to play, and I felt like the team was good enough anyway. Of course, we're going to lose a couple of games. We're going to draw some games. But that's the risk I took, and I believe we drew 1-1 in this game. Sean Murray got a goal there, and they go and make it 1 each. But I was willing to let Yasser Kassim go for around about 2.5 million, but QPR, I believe they didn't actually accept that anyway, so it didn't really matter. Brophy wanted to discuss a contract. I'm not going to give him a new contract. Yasser Kassim is now happy to stay, which is good for me. I don't want him to go, but I will probably let him go in the summer. To get some more funds in, because he's probably not going to be a starter come in the summer. On when we are, like, it depends on where we are in the league, of course. So just depends. But he could even be like a sub. He'd be a pretty decent sub. But if we get likes of Rico and Korzic in the team, then it'd be good for us, because we they are good enough, if you know what I mean. So also Korzic does actually sign the dotted line, so he'll be our first signing. 75 rated, looks very, very good. 25 years old, 4.2 million value. Very, very good. I'm happy to get him in the side. He looks pretty good. And also, they did accept the old loan deal for Leko, but I decided to stall it because I didn't know how much money I needed to get the players in and that I wanted. Also, Kappa signs 13,000 a week, 79 overall, 25 years old, 8.5 million on his value. Very, very good. Very, very happy to bring him into the side. That's another really good player. And again, I decided to reject the whole Leko deal because I just felt like we didn't have enough money. And Ellis Orlando goes to Longford Town for 100,000, which I'm quite happy with, because he's obviously not going to be a starter in the team anymore. And we do also get a transfer offer for Zvila. I asked for 10 million because I wanted some money, but unfortunately none of them are going to go through. We are looking at this Ruiz Pena guy. I believe he's the David Villa regen. I wasn't willing to pay any money for him. I was just going to hope for a swap deal with John Obika, but let's just see what happens if that goes through or not. But yeah, just one of those things. And also Moreno Lopera, another striker, 67 overall, looks okay, I guess. And obviously, as you see here, two players do sign as well. Sam Larson, 14,000 a week, looks very, very good. And I decided to sign him, looks very, very good as well. And we also go and sign Stefano Denswil as a centre-back. So another good signing. We've got 30,000 in the wage budget still, and hopefully we can potentially get some players in with that come to the end of the January transfer window. But we do sim this last game. I believe it's Salah. No, it's not. We do sim this game against Charlton, and I believe we do get a win here, which is good for us. I believe we win. No, it's another draw. Okay, Price gets on the score sheet, which is a bit annoying. And we also sim this game against Wolves, which we do lose 2-1 in the FA Cup, I believe. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching the video, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you guys do enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys would like to, and I'll speak to you guys very soon, guys. But anyway, guys, have a good day, and yeah, goodbye, guys.